JPMorgan settling a bribery case involving hiring in China for $264 million. Wilfred is here with more of the story. Wilf?
Kelly, yes, indeed. The fine will settle charges brought by the SEC, the DOJ and the Fed for engaging in, quote, a systemic bribery scheme, according to the SEC, who said that the company knowingly and persistently violated regulations. It relates to the company's hiring practices in China, authorities determining that they hired the children of Chinese leaders in order to gain favor. According to the SEC's release, investment bankers at JPMorgan's subsidiary in Asia created a client referral hiring program that bypassed the firm's normal process and rewarded job candidates referred by client executives and influential government officials with well-paying, career-building JPMorgan employment. During the 7-year period, JPMorgan hired approximately 100 interns and full-time employees at the request of foreign government officials, enabling the firm to win or retain business, resulting in more than $100 million in revenue for JPMorgan. The SEC added the firm's internal controls were so weak that not a single referral hire request was denied. Authorities, however, did recognize significant cooperation from JPMorgan with the investigation, which helped them earn a non-prosecution agreement as part of the settlement. The company responding today saying that the conduct was unacceptable and that they stopped the hiring program in 2013 and took action against the individuals involved. The company did also say it remains committed to the Asia-Pacific region. The share price suffered a little bit relative to the sector, but the bank's all up a little bit today.
I just wonder about the precedent it sets. I mean, the idea of hiring interns that do your company favors is so cliche that it's basically a subplot of any workplace, comedy or drama. So what was it in this particular case that made it so egregious for this kind of fine to be imposed? And now that having been the case, who else might be next?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting you say so egregious for this kind of fine to be imposed, because the headline, the fine's not too big relative to some of the settlement we've seen for what feels on the surface like a similarly bad act of malpractice. I think in terms of relative expectations, we knew about this for the last sort of 3 years. This investigation was ongoing. It was priced into people's models, 200 to 300 million range. So the settlement today is not that shocking. There's others supposedly involved, but not according to the SEC release. There's just reports that some others say, like Deutsche Bank and Goldman Sachs could be, but that's not been confirmed by anyone. That's just in news stories.
I mean, there was a definite connection that they acknowledged on ledgers. If we hire this many, this is the revenue we're going to bring in here.
It looks on the surface like a really shocking piece of action, and in that sense, no admission of wrongdoing with this 3-year agreement to carry out compliance activities and 200 to 300 million. It's not a small figure in absolute terms, but it looks like in that sense they've got off relatively well. I mean, in terms of the PR, it's not something that's affecting the consumer domestically in the US,
right.
So it's not getting the kind of attention that the Wells Fargo scandal did.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.